Are OMNITANKs back? Because it's going to take a lot for them to be relevant. It is really difficult right now. And I mean, we're about to see Tiki make her best effort. Let's talk about this entire banner because we've got a lot of interesting things. And first up is Naga. I love Naga. Okay, so she's coming in. She looks fantastic. Big dragon wings. But what do we do with her? This is an interesting unit. We're going to read through this. This is effective against dragons. We have adaptive damage at start of player or enemy phase, which is nice. You inflict attack, res, -7, frozen, and guard on closest foes, and then splashed around on foes within 2. At start of combat, if unit's HP is greater than 25%, you get attack speed, defense res equals. We're going to call that max 14. There are a few other things you have to meet there, but most of the time I think you're going to get there. And then deals damage equals 15% of foe's attack and reduces, you get the 50% piercing there as well. That's a weird mix right off the bat. So we've got some supportive effects and a little bit of attack, but it feels like they're trying to straddle 2 worlds here, which is interesting. I do think this unit is going to hit semi-hard, but I think she's going to struggle to really defeat things. We have Dragon's Roar, which I love. Scowl, which is okay right now. Attack res near trace is a choice, especially with all of the dragon skills out right now. I'm curious why they did that one. But then we have Divine God Fang. Now, we have, what are we calling this? Guidance 5. So anyone can go within 2 spaces. The problem is there is a lot of anti-warp. And really when I say a lot, I mean the snakes have it and they're everywhere. Everywhere. So it's a little bit hard to call warp amazing right now. It is still good, and this is something that can be useful, but that specifically, it's hard to use. And then we have granting dragon effectiveness and neutralizing dragon effectiveness to allies within 2 spaces. So, and empathy. Empathy is excellent. But all in all, this is okay. If unit is within 3 spaces of an ally, grants Omni +5 to unit, and unit deals +7 damage and reduces damage by 7, and grants special cooldown charge +1 to unit per attack during combat. Okay, now we have the full picture. This unit hits medium hard. Medium hard. I struggle. This is a tweener, and so I struggled with where to put this exact unit, and we ended up with the support hero tier list. And we talked about it before. This is very, very competitive. Robin, for instance, Brave Robin is still a very good unit. She does an amazing job with her ice. She is a great unit to have on your team. Same with Young Robin, really. But that's about where I put this unit. Frozen is very good, don't get me wrong, but the sum total of components that make up this unit, I don't know if it, well, I know it doesn't put her into tier 1 or tier 0. So she's going to be floating around that tier 2, and it's going to be at the lower end of it. This is still a unit you can use. Remember, support heroes are good in a lot of different ways, but I don't know that she has enough damage to be any sort of initiator, and most of all, she's just going to be going against medium units. The short version is, if you like this unit, you're going to find a place for her, but she's not meta. Is Gotoh just always confusing? Is that like his deal? Like, even in the games, like, he's just confusing. So we have an infantry red mage who is gonna sit here and tank. I mean, is tanking Hathran that big of a deal? It's an interesting flex. I know they're trying to show off the AoE reduction, but we have a lot of AoE reduction right now. It is in a lot of different places. So we have Fundament, and this has Slaying, and this has at the start of player and enemy phase. If unit's HP is greater than 25%, grants attack res +6, you reduce damage from AoEs, and then you reduce foes' bonuses during combat, so you have the dull effect, to unit and allies within 2 spaces of 1 turn. One of those pieces is really good, and that's the dull. That is a very nice effect. We just have so many ways to get AoE reduction. Anyway, At the start of combat, if units' HP is greater than 25%, inflicts penalty on foes. Attack res equals 20% of units' res at start of combat plus 6. Deals damage equals 20% of units' res. Reduces damage from foes' attacks by 20% of units' res. You're seeing a theme here. And unit makes a guaranteed follow-up attack during combat and restores 7 HP to unit after combat. So, what you look at right now with damage reduction is the 3 different layers. That's what you need. Like that is the minimum. That is the Neathogre standard right now. And we have 1 layer. We need more in order to really get going. We have Glacies up next because very high res, low speed. We have Gift of Guidance, and this steers very hard towards support. Grants attack defense res plus 10. Like Alfred is coming back here. That is just straight stats. At start of turn, if unit's HP is greater than 25%, grants special cooldown count -2 to unit, and grants special cooldown count -1 to allies within 2 spaces, and also, if those allies are magic or staff allies, grants an additional -1. At start of combat, if unit's HP is greater than or equal to 25%, neutralizes penalties on unit, inflicts special cooldown charge -1 on foe per attack, so guard, and reduces the percentage of, yes, we have piercing, 50% piercing. Okay, so more support, but not any more damage reduction. Attack res Havoc, start of player phase or enemy phase, inflicts attack res -7, sabotage, and schism on foes with res less than units res and that are within 2 spaces of another foe through their next actions. Schism is stopping the triangle attack effect, so you're not going to get brave. This is a much better version of it than the ruse, honestly. That's kind of nice. That is interesting with this unit. After start of turn skills trigger on unit's player phase if the number of foes with the sabotage effect active on map are greater than or equal to 2, grants Kento 1 to unit for 1 turn. That is needlessly complicated. Just needlessly complicated. Just say Kanto 1. Like that is nuts. Inflicts attack res -4 on foe and deals damage equals 20% of units res during combat. This is a good B skill. It's a lot of stuff that debuffs the enemy. It gives you Kanto most of the time, and it gives you true damage based on res. This is going to be good for res heavy units. I mean it's very nice. Pulse up ploy is another thing, so you're adding in ploy and exposure. This is going to be definitely a res debuffer across the map. Okay, but when we talk about the rankings, I just, oh man, I've got him in tier 3. The shtick that he has is old. It's AoE reduction. We have a lot of different ways you can do it. The combination of everything is nice, but keep in mind the biggest part about what he does is this cooldown reduction, and specials are not where it's at right now. Just to be frank, they are not how you really gain damage, because we have so much that debuffs specifically specials. That's not to say they're bad, and that is, I mean, these units in tier 3 are definitely usable, but this is not something that's huge. If he gave out preempt pulse, that would be one thing. If you're looking to get anyone in AoE range, this is good, but AoEs again are very, very debuffed right now. I don't love this unit, but keep in mind I didn't love the original Gotoh, and he was pretty useful for a little bit, right? Okay. For a D mode, this is a great unit. For one thing, the art looks amazing. You're going to see, I'm going to have to show you guys the sprite in just a second because it's also really, really good. But yeah, comes in, and we have, this is the D mode. Ancient Betrayal, grants attack +3. We have adaptive damage at start of player or enemy phase. If unit's HP is greater than 25%, grants attack res +6. On guard, it's back on another unit other than OG Medeus, which is crazy. And neutralizes foes' bonuses during combat to unit and allies within 2 spaces for 1 turn. At start of combat, if HP is greater than or equal to 25%, inflicts penalty on foes. Attack defense res equals 20% of units res at start of combat +5. Unit deals plus X damage and reduces damage from foe specials by X, and X equals, this one's going to be a little harder hit, but it's 20. That is based on the number of staff and dragons, and yeah, it's going to be a little harder hit 20. We'll call it 20 though, and that is, I mean, that's decent. Like this unit's pretty decent. And also, if foe's attack can trigger a foe's special and unit's res is greater than foe's res plus 5, inflicts special cooldown count -1 on a foe before foe's first attack. So we get Scowl in the weapon, and this unit's going to have a lot of res. We have Glacies, Defense Res Scowl 3, and Attack Ploy 3, because why not? This is a D mode. Like, someone's going to find a fantastic way to use this unit, and DTM is going to cry because he's no longer going to be able to use Bolt Tower. But, I mean, in all honesty, it's really hard to fit these kind of units on your team right now. So that's going to be tough, but this is interesting, and I love to see them looking outside of the box, which I believe this is on a D mode. I think this is very neat. All in all, though, again, I don't think this is going to be pushing the meta anywhere. On Guard is just not what it used to be. We have Breath of Life everywhere, and Breath of Life is a big, big deal. And it kind of helped us with a lot of those Bolt Tower strategies. And the headliner, Baby Tiki, with an amazing plushie on her head. Like, I just love that. She's kind of adorable. Okay, something to pay attention to here that I should have paused. Still trying to figure this out. I want to know what this unit's speed stat is, because look, she doesn't double Cavasier. She doesn't double Cavasier. So that might be, let me know in the comments, that might be some sort of, you know, follow-up negation. But if not, I need this unit to have speed. I really need this unit to have speed. I'm going to assume that something is happening there that I missed, and this unit is speedy, but that is something to watch. Just know that that is an assumption I'm making about this unit. Are you ready for this? This is nuts. So, we have Slang, effective against dragons, adaptive damage. At start of turn, if unit is within 2 spaces of an ally, grants speed defense plus 6. Bulwark neutralizes penalties on unit during combat to unit and allies within 2 spaces for 1 turn. That is a bit reminiscent of Hector, and we love that on Hector. This is very, very good. Bulwark is fantastic. We've seen it on Tamara as well, and it's fun. If unit is within 3 spaces of an ally, calculates damage using 150% of unit's defense instead of the value of unit's attack when special triggers. That's a big key. You're going to want to get this unit special off. Again, very reminiscent of Tamara. Like, it really feels like this unit is trying to steal what Tamara's doing. If unit is within 3 spaces of an ally, grants bonus to units. Attack defense res equals. We're going to call that a max 14, and I think you're going to get that most of the time, which max 14 is about standard. Deals damage equals 20% of unit's defense and reduces damage from foe's first attack by 20% of unit's defense. It's 1. So, that includes brave attacks, and where does the parentheses end? And also, if unit's defense is greater than foe's defense plus 5, disable units and foes' skills that change attack priority during combat. If you have done any sort of enemy phasing at all in the last 3 months, this is huge. Like, Hardy Bearing built in to this unit is huge. Absolutely, just amazing. That is an underrated thing right now. Every time I do Sims, I have to put Hardy Bearing on there, or bad things happen. Now, Dragon Flame. Dragon Flame is essentially, I mean, we've got the Dragon's Roar update here. That is flame, so it's based on defense. This is inheritable, so you'll be able to give this to other units. Boost damage by 80% of units' defense, and restores 30% of units' maximum HP when special triggers. That's really good. That's excellent. If both of the following conditions are met, why are we making this so complicated? Reduces damage from foe's next attack by 40% during combat. Unit or foe special is ready, or unit or foe special triggered before or during combat. and foe initiates combat or unit's defense is greater than or equal to foe's defense minus 10. That's so easy to hit. We had so many words, and we did not need them. Anyway, distant bonus doubler. We're going to talk about it in a little bit. Let's move on past that though. I want to get to the other pieces of this unit. Edged scales. We just saw this. I don't think this is going to be what you want on her, but it's possible we've got to see the stats. If foe initiates combat, you know what? I'm going to skip this. This has some good things in it. We have true damage, we have flat DR, and we have null follow-up. Those are 3 things that this unit needs. That's the second level of flat DR. Love for all. For allies, you notice the little dragon plushie. That's the little icon. It's a dragon plushie. For allies within 3 spaces of unit grants attack speed, defense, res +5. Grants special cooldown -1 before foe's first attack during combat. See, preempt pulse. This is what you wanted. Naga, catch up. If unit is within 3 spaces of an ally, reduces damage from area of effect specials by number of allies within 3 spaces of unit times 40%, max 80%. You have AoE reduction. If unit is within 3 spaces of an ally, grants attack speed, defense, res +5 to unit, reduces damage from foe's first attack by X times 7, max of 14. 3rd level of DR. That includes brave attacks and grants special cooldown count -X to unit before foe's first attack during combat, max equals 3, and that's based on number of allies within 3 spaces. That's what's going to give you that regular, the regular specials coming off and give you that 150% of your defense stat. That's amazing. And then also, when unit special triggers, neutralizes all of foe's DR. And then we have Res Scowl Echo. Before we get to the tier list, these are up in the FEHology shop, and I really love this piece of art. Tiki is amazing, and I love all the dragons. Go check it out. So I've got her as the best OMNITANK in the game. She has so many pieces that you're looking for. I really need to see that speed stat. I really need to see it. She needs to be fast. I'm assuming they're going to dump attack, which is an interesting way to go. Keep in mind, it worked for Tamara, but Tamara was very reliant. You had to make absolutely sure that Tamara procced that special. And this is going to be the same way. She is just really copying Tamara's homework, though. Just that is what's going on here.
I'm begging you.
But I mean, this unit's good. You're gonna have to re-kit her. This unit needs null counter disrupt really badly. So Erica just gained value. So you're gonna want to get null counter disrupt on this unit and just ditch Res Scowl Echo. I like Res Scowl Echo. As an Echo skill, I think it's a little bit too niche, and I think most of the time you're gonna want something else. But I like the Echo skills, so this is a neat deal. Other than that, I would really love to see DC in the seal, and then give her something else in the A slot. And I haven't decided what that is. That might be Scowl. That might be just the best thing you can give her. But I have a feeling you're going to really want to boost up a lot of stats. My go-to there is bonus doubler 4. Keep in mind that really gets around a lot of the lull things that are going on. But sometimes you have to have these units solo right now. And bonus doubler doesn't work if you're solo. So that's something to keep in mind. Be on the lookout for good A skills. I haven't found ones that I love for dragons, and I think they're going to be coming out with them. So, again, you may just stick with what she has, but I think it's going to be some sort of scowl skill there. We give null counter disrupt in the Echo, and we give DC in the seal, and that's probably the way we're going to go. She will have trainee BST. I don't have that confirmed, but I can almost promise you. So she's going to be a stat ball. Probably is going to score very, very well in arena as well. She is an excellent unit. If we look at her as a fodder factory, because of how niche Res Scowl Echo is, I do have her pushed down just a little bit. But keep in mind, tier 0 is very, very good. That's excellent. We have so many dragon Dragon, Attuned, and Rearmed units right now. That's really what's pushing her down just a little bit. I like what Hector and Alm are bringing to the table. I may reconsider that, but keep in mind, tier 0, most of the time when you get to that point, it becomes what would you rather have? That's kind of the deal. So I just keep that in mind. If you're curious about what's going on in the Switch 2 and Fire Emblem, I just put a video out on that. Members, you are amazing. Take care and schedule an appointment with your FEHologist real soon.